Well, I finally done it after procrastinating and thinking about what canopy I'm going to get for the ute. I picked it. I got it. It's on. Let me show you around it. So firstly, I just want to talk about why I actually chose this particular canopy, the reasons behind it. Now, the first reason, first and pretty much foremost, is weight. So I'd done a before weigh before I took the tub off, and then I also weighed after when the canopy was on. It ended up being an extra 50 kilos heavier. That's all. I expected to be a little bit more than that. But yeah, that's how it came in, 50 kilos heavier, so that's not too bad at all. The other thing was value for money as well, because you know, we don't all have a lot of money to spend these days, so I decided on getting something that was, I guess, on the cheaper side, but I didn't want to sacrifice that cheap for, you know, bad quality as well. So I went into Ezy Tool Box in Brisbane and Cooper's Plains, and I had a bit of a squiz at their range. I had a look at some other canopies around Brisbane as well, a lot of online research. And after going to Ezy Tool Box in Brisbane, I seen their quality and the price, which if you hang around to the end of the video, I'll let you know how much it was fully set up, including the 2 jerry cans, a nice slimline rack on the roof as well. So some of those quality items that I did want to make sure I ticked the box, because some of the cheapo, flimsy things aren't going to last. The things I was looking for was in the mounts here, so how solid the door was, you know, twisting side to side. This is quite secure, it's great. The mounts, where they're mounted on, all this is box section, so this is sturdy as they're not going to break off under the weight of the compressed cylinders here, or the struts. Same with the top mounts here. The doors themselves are constructed, you know, very strongly as well. We've also got the added benefit of these tubes. I can run my wires through, put a couple of lights out here. And then I've got a 1600 tray with a 1400 canopy. So going back to weight again, the longer, the more weight out over the back axle. I've got the caravan to go on the back. That's an extra, probably up to 350 kilos over the axle. Not quite as much on the tow ball, but once you get to the axle, it's going to be heaps more as well. So yeah, definitely those weights. Now, my GVM is 3,200 kilos, which means I could only tow a caravan of 2,800 kilos, which if I was to load this up fully, the caravan comes in at a tear weight of 2,700. That's without the 200 kilos of water that you just put on, and then everything else that goes in there as well. So, you know, I can't take this up to the GVM of 3,200 kilos. I'm sitting currently just under 25. So that's with me, some tools in the cab I leave on the floor there, trying to get some of that weight forward. A bit of recovery gear, full tank of fuel, and I've got the fridge in here now as well. So yeah, just under 24.90 it comes in at, so almost 2,500 kilos. So I don't have a lot to play with. Once I add that tow ball weight of 350 kilos straight on there, that's you know, that's taken us up a fair way. The other thing is too, is the distance that it hangs out over the back, and you can see over the, and I'll just move this camera around. The one thing that I didn't want to happen was for my tray to come out so far that the tow ball was underneath, because then my turning circle is going to be like a Mack truck. And you know what it's like getting into some of those caravan parks these days. I swear to God, they're making them smaller so they can fit more people in, and charge extra as well. It's just crazy. We like to take our caravan, you know, off the beaten track a little bit as well. So just to have that turning circle, the same turning circle, if not better now than what we had with the tub on, was definitely a priority for me as well. Another thing was that I didn't want to go chucking all dirty old firewood into the back of the canopy when we're cruising down the road, you know, dirty and everything in the back of the car and denting the canopy and whatever. So I like the option of the 1600 tray with a little bit of overhang, 200 overhang here. A couple of jerry cans can go off on the back, so they're not extended out not too far, so the extra weight on the axle won't be too great. And also I've got this room here as well where I can, you know, maybe fabricate a little bit of a plate across the back here, so I can chuck all the firewood in, or rubbish or dirty clothes or whatever. Yeah, as for the build quality, I'm very happy with it so far. I've only had it for a couple of weeks. I've only just added the fridge. I've still got to do my full 12 volt kick-ass battery system. I'm going to run a 200 amp lithium setup in the back there just to power all the camera gear, run the fridge. So the intent for us, taking weight into consideration, is that we're not going to double up on everything. So The overnighters that we do where we can't take the caravan, we'll simply just grab all the gear out of the caravan. I'll make up a checklist so we don't, miss the spoons and the forks and the pepper and salt and whatever. Don't worry about the beer, I've got that covered already. I'm not going to have any heavy drawers that just add to the weight. Basically, probably go to Kmart, grab a couple of boxes, secure them in, chuck our plates and paper towels and whatever from the caravan, doona. I'm going to leave a tent set up in here, not set up, but a package tent that's, fairly light, and our self-inflating mattress, which is really, really light as well. That'll sit in here permanently, just for the overnighters, like I say, are a few days away from the caravan from home base. Now, that's really good because the weight that we've got in the caravan, we can then transfer it across to the vehicle, which won't have too much weight anyway, hopefully. So now we can go to that 3200 GVM if required, so I can add water and fuel as required to the ute as well when we're away from the caravan. Now there's lots of good quality, quite expensive brands around the country that you can get your canopy from. I looked at all of them, but I just couldn't justify the cost. I've got 100,000 Ks on this thing already. We will keep it for quite a while yet, but I just couldn't justify the cost of, $15, $20, even $30,000 for a fully decked out canopy in some cases. That just wasn't going to happen. So yeah, I'm really happy with the build quality, the value, and also the weight of this thing. I've also got room underneath here. There's quite a big void where I can fit maybe a plastic water tank that I can fill up when the caravan's disconnected, and maybe 100 litres of water with a tap and what have you. Now I also opted for Ezy Tool Box to do the fitment of the canopy. Now I like to do everything myself, but in this case I thought to get the tub off, it's going to be really heavy to get this on. I'm going to end up smashing the back window or scraping the ute. Probably would have hurt myself as well. So they fitted it all up, took the old tub off, fitted the new one on, changed all the sensors over, they changed the camera over, a few things like that. Now, like I said, they're not the most expensive canopy suppliers. So with that comes a couple of little things that I have to clean up. So for instance, like over here, I'll just put another panel down here in front of the guard just to cover up where I've got all these wires and a few breathers hanging there at the moment, just to neaten it up again. This is one of their standard Ranger packages. I think there's two options, but then you can mix and match. You can do what you want. Mine come with these couple of toolboxes behind the wheels here. They're pretty good size actually, fully sealed. I forgot to mention too, it's they say it's waterproof and dustproof, so we're going to get out onto a few dusty roads shortly, and we'll give that a trial. And then I'll do another video after I've used this thing out in the wild for a while as well. There's also a few different options for the lights as well. I kind of like the round lights. The wife liked these ones, and then when I went to pick it up, I thought, yep, she made a great call on that one. I do like these lights here. All LED, they're very bright. Another option that I couldn't go past was this really slimline rack as well, so it's really good for that wind resistance, no extra drag or not much. And it's very, very light as well, and it's really solid. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this, but they're nice and solid, so I'm only going to use it for probably a, see if I can fall off here. I'm probably only going to use this thing for maybe a solar panel to sit on top. And then, when you go to Bunnings and you get that, I don't know, a door or some timber that you need to do a project at home, and you just need that space or that room, and you just need to be able to pop it on or in the car. This is another good option for that as well, because I do a bit of Bunnings shopping. Now, one of the things that I'm not a big fan of, and unless you pay big money for a canopy, you're always going to get this lip from my research anyway. So this is a 100mm lip, and just for an example, I had to build this unit for the fridge to sit on, so the door actually opens over the top of the lip. I put it to about 110mm, but I did incorporate this little bit of a storage area anyway, so it's just plywood I've just carpeted. So under here, got full access to maybe cookbooks or maps or, I don't know. The canopy is removable. I didn't opt for the jack-off, I love that term, the jack-off canopy where they've got a couple of slots in here where you can put your legs down to the ground and drive away from under it. Not interested in it. If I did want to remove it and just have the tray for whatever reason on the back, I just have to remove 4 bolts. It's pretty much as easy as that. They're all accessible. All the nuts underneath, the nylock nuts are easily accessible as well. But like I say, if you were looking for something where you wanted to just remove the canopy easily without having that jack-off option, then this would be probably suited to you as well. So after quite a bit of procrastinating and doing a lot of online research and working out what was best for me, taking into consideration those facts such as, you know, the turning circle, the weight, that was the big thing, and also value for money. I don't have a lot of money to throw around, so I just wanted something that was a good quality but not too expensive. So all come to a total cost for the unit itself was $6,500. And then I paid an extra $1,000 to get the thing fitted, which I thought was pretty good value as well, considering that I probably could have caused a lot of damage if I attempted to do it with my tractor and my tractor tines in the shed. Might not have worked out, but yeah, so $7,500 with all this, so I actually couldn't be more happier. So what I'll do, I'll give it a run, gonna load it up with all our gear, do a couple of runs. We're heading out across the Simpson Desert later on this year. We'll leave the caravan at Mount Dare, of course, and take the ute across the Simpson Desert, do a double crossing, and give it all a test, you know, not just a test for quality, how good it stands up to it, dustproof, waterproof, all that type of stuff, but how it actually suits our needs for the size of it, the extra space on the back, you know, the racks, how I'm going to utilize those. So really looking forward to that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you do that, you get notified. Magic, YouTube magic, all those algorithms working. There you go. Hope you like it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one where we do a full review once she's up, operational, full, and working.